MacBook Pro versus Surface Laptop Studio. Both designed for professionals. Let's take a look at the new Apple M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBook Pro and the Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio, side by side, tit for tat. And you tell me at the end, which one would you go for? Fasten your seatbelts, it's about to get bumpy. Let's get you up to date. Apple just launched the 2021 MacBook Pro at the Unleashed event in a redesigned 14-inch and 16-inch models. They went for the designs of earlier MacBook Pros from 2008-ish to 11. Raised legs, thicker and rounded sides, the Retina display with HDR, peak brightness at 1600 nits and ProMotion 120Hz adaptive refresh rate. Bringing iPhone vibes to the liquid Retina XDR display with the notch around the 1080p webcam, shrinking the bezels by 24% thinner to the side and 60% to the top, lifting the menu bar out of the screen to the notch level to create more room in the display. Apple listened to complaints from MacBook Pro users on touch bar, lack of ports and whatnot. I am actually one of them. The touch bar can sometimes be unresponsive, so they removed them and replaced them with the good old function keys. They also put back the ports. On one side, a memory card slot, USB-C and HDMI port. On the other side, headphone jack, 2 more USB-C ports and MagSafe 3 fast charging ports. On the USB-C port, you can still connect more displays, charge and transfer data at up to 40 gigabits per second. Totally awesome. I hate having to use adapters. They made the M1 chip even faster with 2 new processors, M1 Pro and M1 Max, with 16 gig of unified memory on both the 14-inch and 16-inch models, configurable to up to 32 gigs on the M1 Pro or 64 gig on the M1 Max. Insane. Storage of 512 gig and 1 terabyte SSD, configurable to up to 2 terabyte, 4 terabytes and 8 terabytes. This 14-inch model comes with a 67 watts or 96 watts power adapter depending on the configuration of the M1 chip, whether it is Pro or Max. The 16-inch comes with a 140 watts charging adapter for fast charging with the MagSafe 3 cable. 3 mics, 6 speakers with spatial audio, connect up to 4 displays and other peripherals. Hosting the macOS Monterey on an Apple Silicon. What a time to be alive. Ultra smooth graphics rendering on video and photo editing, 3D design, software development and others. Starting price for the 14-inch, 16 gigs RAM, 512 gig SSD storage is $2,000, while the 1 terabyte is $2,500. For the 16-inch with M1 Pro, 512 gig is $2,500, while the 1 terabyte storage is $2,700. The 16-inch with M1 Max, 32 gig RAM and 1 terabyte of SSD storage is $3,500. All starting prices. Now let's look at the Surface Laptop Studio. In a typical Surface design, this compares more to the 14-inch MacBook Pro, so keep that in mind as we run down the features and specs of this powerhouse. Microsoft released the Surface Laptop Studio for professionals, laced with power and flexibility, as Intel in the form factor and dimensioning. It comes with a 14.4-inch 120Hz refresh rate Pixel Sense Flow display. It's a 10-point multi-touch screen, meaning it can recognize 10 different touches to the screen at the same time. Huh? Yes, that. It can take the shape of your regular laptop and can also dualize as a typical Surface tablet, just by pulling forward the screen towards you. Voila! It goes down flat to a complete tablet. Now, that's just showing off. From the base, it's sort of a double-decker. The lower deck is shrunk to give the upper deck a lift to get the device well cooled and ventilated with 2 powerful fans on the sides from the insides. It's really elegant in its look. From all angles, it feels premium. Pull the display forward, present, watch and game. 2 USB ports on the side, then headphone jack and Surface Connect port on the other side, to which you can connect to external displays and other peripherals, compatible with the Surface Pen for writing, drawing, sketching and others. Conveniently store away the pen underneath the front of the keyboard. Powered by either an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or Core i7 CPU, an Intel Iris Xe or NVIDIA GPU. From 16 up to 32 gig of RAM, from 256 up to 2 terabyte of SSD storage to handle apps like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Xbox, Visual Studio Code, Disney Plus, Whiteboard, Teams, and more, all running on the latest Windows 11. Facial authentication with the front 1080p webcam, dual studio-grade mic, 4 speakers with Dolby Atmos, and backlit keyboard. In the box, it comes with the laptop, 60-watt power adapter for the Core i5 model, and 95 watts power adapter for the Core i7, 1-year warranty and guides, 19 hours of battery life for the Core i5, and 18 hours of battery life for the Core i7 model under typical device usage. Starting price from $1,600 for the Core i5 model with 16GB RAM, 256GB SSD with Intel Iris Xe GPU, and $1,800 for the 512GB SSD storage. Starting price for the Core i7 is $2,100 for the 16GB, 512GB SSD storage with NVIDIA GeForce GPU, $2,700 for the 32GB, 1TB, and $3,100 for the 32GB, 2TB model. There you have it, MacBook Pro versus Surface Laptop Studio 2021. Tell me who you side with down in the comments. It's your public tech advisor. Thank you for watching. Until the next one. Cheers.